still there?
Yes, Linda, hi. We're still at the NASA tallying center here in Runda. Of course, there's been quite a flurry of activities in the last couple of hours, but right now, a clear departure from those scenes we showed you a few minutes back. Desertion is how I would describe the scenes here at the NASA tallying center. The cars that were parked behind me all have cleared out. The staff that were in there with some of the equipment as well have since left. And this happened because of those reports that there was an imminent raid from the police. So some of the officials from the National Super Alliance asking their staff to shut down and to vacate as quickly as possible. And I'm able at the time to bring you some of those images. So right now they have left the premises. And of course, what caused that anxiety and panic at the time? There were two cars that came and parked right next door with police officers. But of course, lots of media that were here. And many people I've seen asking, oh, is the media then exposing this tallying center? Important to note that the National Super Alliance did actually invite the media to show the tallying center they had been talking about. So in as far as whether they were being exposed or it was something that they had not intended to happen, we were here under their invitation as an alliance. So those officers were here. They staked out for a while, but the media again standing by and a lot of movement. So they ended up leaving these premises. But what we understand, there are a few meters down the road. So whether it is waiting to still come back later on, that is the officers that were here, that remains unclear. But what we can tell you right now, Linda, is that they have all left. I hear that some of the officials from NASA have indicated that this premises was attacked. We would not quite say that. We have been here from the very beginning when we got in. There were plans to, according to the officials, and of course there was movement from the security agencies, but there was no such attack. What only had happened at the time is that two men rather had managed to get in while the journalists were going in, and when they were questioned on who they were, they could not be able to answer for who they were. And of course we understand some of them had firearms as well, but so they were detained for a while but later led to leave these premises.
Sophia?
So not much happening now. Linda, perhaps will also make our leave. Yes, Linda.
Okay, listen, Sophia, that statement that you're referring to was made by James Sorengo just a couple of minutes ago at the Bomas of Kenya, and he actually did mention that their tallying center had been attacked. So from where, because you've been there the whole day, nothing of the sort happened, because we saw some of the pictures.
Indeed, Linda, it wasn't attacked. There were just these two men. At the time, you remember when we started talking, there were two men that caused a bit of a commotion at the time that they had come in. They were not journalists. And so when the NASA security officers that were here questioned them and who they were, why were they there, they could not answer. And so they were detained at the time. But they were not able to do anything as far as just damaging or affecting any of the operations here. So in terms of the attack that perhaps he may have been talking about, or was what the officials here came and announced to the staff, that they understood the flying squad was on their way. However, what we were definitely able to see were two vehicles with police officers inside coming near the gate but not entering, the men inside not leaving their vehicles. They staked out for a while. Of course, media all there with their cameras pointed towards our cameras, filming everything that was happening at the time. They ended up leaving. So really there has not been what would describe as an attack on this premise, but all operations have come to a halt here at the NASA tallying center in Runda.
Sophia, very good clarification. It's important that we give the facts as they are happening right now. It is important that you say that the NASA's tallying center was not, again, I repeat, was not attacked. There was information that it could be attacked, but then that did not happen. Sophia, listen, so just before I let you go, I mean, this was a crucial operation for NASA. Any plans probably to go on with the analysis of the numbers just before that announcement is made by ABC, or is this it for them? Do you know?
Indeed, Linda, this is something they clarified even earlier in terms of their operations continuing with their tallying. That will continue. Remember, they have been adamant that this is not the only tallying center they've heard. Remember, the other one at Westlands was attacked a while back. Again, at the time, they said they had several, even including Tanzania. And remember, Raila Odinga alluding to one in the clouds, unclear what that really meant. But what they're clear about at this particular point is that in terms of their tallying, in terms of just making sure the numbers they have, that exercise is continuing. It might not physically happen here, and I'm moving because some vehicles are now making their way in. A number of appears to be supporters of the National Super Alliance have been streaming in slowly, so more and more vehicles and individuals making their way here. But Linda, to precisely answer your question, they say they are still on track in as far as tallying is concerned. A process they say they do not understand why IEBC would want to announce the results, and yet according to the information they have so far, IEBC then would not be in a position to do so, as all the documentation and information has not come through, Linda.
Good job, Sophia. Thank you for the clarification. It's important that we make it. Sophia Wanuna at the NASA's Tallying Center. She's been giving us the latest from there, and she says that tallying center has not been attacked, and probably NASA says they will still go on with the operation. They say they have several of the tallying centers, so the process of verifying some of those numbers should still be continuing. And I'd like to bring in Kibe Mugai, who's still in studio with me. Kibe, we're talking about the numbers and verification, and we're having this conversation even during the break that